Good afternoon guys, James here from Sunseeker Southampton. I'm down at the Pool shipyards today to have a look around a brand new Sunseeker 76 yacht. Now I say brand new as we've been building this yacht now for a couple of years. Been very successful. It's right in that middle of owner operator versus professional crewed boat. And this is a new layout for us with a aft galley upstairs. So it's still a 4-cabin yacht, still the crew space in the stern, the mechanical running gear and systems that we come to know very well. Just that interior decor and layout change to give an option for an owner that wants to do it slightly differently. So behind me here is boat 183. She's a 2021 with a pair of 1550 MAN engines. Here she is. You have to excuse the pontoons, they're just doing some work here in the yard. And that's the best I can do for a profile shot. But as with all of these, externally no changes. Beautifully designed, the 76 yacht. Real nice, I say, sort of halfway house between the big yachts, where perhaps you're a little bit more governed on where you can get into. Still usable very much here in the UK. Fits on a 23-metre pontoon. The boat's 23.6 metres tip to tip, but typically will fit, say, Swanwick. We have a pontoon capable of taking boats this size. And of course places like Ocean Village in Southampton, down in Lymington as well, the Haven and Berthans. Pretty much self-sufficient at this size, so we've got 0-speed fin stabilisation, 2 27 kilowatt generators on board. So if you can't get into port, quite happy to sit on the anchor. 90 metres of anchor chain on a 50 kilo delta anchor, so very capable of hanging out on the hook overnight, so to speak. We've got things like the side door here, you can see in the deck, and this lovely cutaway bulwark there, just to give you the full experience of the glass panoramic windows that run from deck head all the way up the Flybridge to maximise that light inside. Of course, here on the stern we've got the typical hydraulic high-low bathing platform. Typical tender on the back of here, something like a 395 Williams. And there is space to take a jet ski upstairs with an optional crane addition if you wish to, or a small sort of 4.5 metre tender with a 50 horsepower outboard would be more than capable on the back here. Then we have the beach club arrangement centre there, so you can see that's the drop down barbecue and the 2 little seats and the crew space as well, which we'll take a look at when we step on board. This particular boat finished in Rail white gel coat, bright shiny Sunseeker white there, and then we've got the classic black boot top stripe there running just above the waterline. Very, very pretty boat, contrasts nicely with the black gloss hardtop we'll see when we go upstairs in a bit. So let's head on board, take a look around. Weather's not really conducive to being outside today, a bit of rain, but we're going to have a look anyway. So we're starting the stern here. We've got this large locker that runs thwartships, handy for storing blow-up paddle boards. We can put a dinghy inflator socket in there if you wish, and you can see how this easily folds away into the back of the boat, so you can have your nice illuminated name either on the back there or up the top here if you haven't got canopies to worry about down in the warmer climates. Then access straight in off the bathing platform here. We've got the crew space, number of different configurations in the back of the boat here. This particular one to go with the 3 beds. So we've got the double over this side. You'll often find like a husband and wife, boyfriend girlfriend type team running the boat, or say as an owner operator it's a handy additional cabin for kids and what have you. This is your laundry facility, so you've got Miele appliances, washer dryer tucked away, getting things like handy storage. Are really good cruising boats these. About 500 nautical mile range on a 76. Additional refrigeration, you can see there they put 2 freezer drawers and a fridge in the space as an upgrade over standard. Of course the bathroom here. Optional door that takes you through to the engine space. So standard you would access the engine space in through the deck head up above us, but the door here is a real nice addition, just gives that big ship feel and makes getting in and out much more efficient for the crew, not having to disturb guests on board. And you can see the lovely LED lighting in here really brightens it up. everything absolutely immaculately finished. So these are the 12V larger options. So standard is the 1200 engines. The 1550s make her a real rocket ship, getting up north of 30 knots, lots of power. Sequential turbo system really allows the boat to get up and out of the hole very quickly. Surprising for a boat this size. We're getting on for a weight of about 54 tons, so quite an impressive sight to see her up and running. Obviously with those stabilization fins, still more than capable of running at sort of 10 to 12 knots slow speed. And you can see here packs for hydraulic systems, for the stabilization, for the passerelle, bathing platforms, I say the twin generators, shore power transformer there. Absolutely wonderfully finished, as with all Sunseekers. The engineering is first rate. So we've got 2 wing outboard fuel tanks here, 6,000 litres of fuel capacity on the boat. We're carrying 1,400 litres of water. So very capable of running the boat for extended periods away. Just going to shut that up. And we come up here, we've got access, dual access into the cockpit from both sides. And then a very classic layout Sunseeker cockpit. So the centre dining space here with this table that opens up, multiple different options, so you can close that to give you a little bit more of a coffee table feel in the middle. Low level LED lighting, this is all dimmable, contrasts nicely here up in the ceiling. You can see these strip lights to create a nice ambience here in the evenings. Using it in places like the UK, so we have an enclosed canopy that can come around the back here, which then gives you the ability to sit out when the weather's not quite so good. We can even plumb in a separate diesel heating system. We've done on a number of yachts to make it much more usable here. Then coming round forward on the port side here, we've got this little additional seating option. So you can either have this as blank deck space with sort of some freestanding bean bags, or as you see configured here with a little removable coffee table and the furniture on top. Over on the starboard side, just a handy little preparation area, serving drinks off. So we've got the addition of a fridge, an ice maker and an access cupboard in the ends here. The doors you'll see all stacked back here on one side, so we've got a massive opening, 4 panels, and that gives this vast open to the new layout option here now offered on the 76. So this is the new Aft Galley. It's a £59,000 plus VAT option, and this just gives a little bit more versatility to those clients boating out in warmer climates where they're dining a lot more in and out. And the previous layout, or the standard option I should say, is with the galley forward, and then we have the seating area for the saloon in the aft here, and the dining would then sit forward. So everything is a flip round, and it just gives a different take to match other clients' needs. Might be very happy with the standard layout, and that's what still we'll be building a number of boats with, but it just gives now, say, that new option for those that prefer this sort of al fresco dining experience. So table here on the port side, we've got these lovely inlaid stainless steel strips through the wood. This is a eucalyptus wood, satin sheen, lots of things like the smoke mirrored panels here to give a feeling of space on board. Very clever use of mirrors, works nicely with those massive glass windows. It feels vast in here. Very, very successful boat for us, the 76. Obviously with a wood floor upgrade here, Cadoran hardwood silver oak floor, so it's very practical walking around with bare feet if you're coming in from the sea, if you're down in the Med or in the UK here, going up to that forward helm without having to take your shoes off all the time. And you can see here now, starboard side, how that galley flows really nicely here between the outside and inside decks. So in terms of usability, we've maintained in the back here a really good size fridge and freezer compartment. Of course, Miele appliances, so we've got your 4-burner electric top there to work off the generators as well as the shore power. Slimline dishwasher in here. These are all storage cupboards. We're on EU 2-pin sockets here. See lots of storage with provisions and drawers above for bits and pieces. Up top here, so these are the obligatory crockery sets, so Royal Dalton crockery set. Storage again for more provisions. Nicely figured top here with the veining running through it. So obviously on display all the time. It's not possible with this layout to have an enclosed galley, so they've turned it instead into a feature here. Nice panel on the front, and then we've got the wine fridge of course here on the forward end. So we then just come further forward, we're into the saloon space, and this is where boat has a very different feel, say more in the med, where you might come in here when the temperature drops off in the late evenings and you want a little bit more space to chill out with the doors shut, air conditioning on, away from the mosquitoes and what have you. So we've got this big sofa here on the port side with a U shape opposite. Very light in area, modern fabrics in here. It feels very London loft apartment-esque. And then we come forward to the lower bridge. So the option here with the second seat for a captain and a co-pilot. Manual seats, you can upgrade these. They're Bezons-only chairs, and you can go with a full electric setup if you wish. We got the premium navigation package here. So these are the 19-inch screens downstairs, and then we've got two 16-inch displays up on the helm upstairs. So just starting over on this side, so we've got the Rexroth Aventix joystick. So this is proportional use of the throttle and thruster controls here. Twisting the top, engaging engines. Pushing it sideways is using thrusters, so it takes away the requirement to manipulate all the controls individually. Things like VHF handy here to one side. Proportional, we're on hydraulic thrusters, so you're never running out of power. Really useful. That's a control for the screens here. So sat in the captain's chair here, if I just sit back here, you can use everything nicely right in front of you. So you've got the steering wheel and control here for the screens without having to get out of your chair to zoom in on your charts and what have you. Bonning displays here, so these are the MAN engine displays. This is the side power stabilizer control, and then up top of course the obligatory Sunseeker CM8 monitoring panel. So this does things like our electronic systems. We've got things like alarm systems, bilges and what have you, built bespoke for our own boats. And it just allows you to monitor all the major systems, start and stop your HVAC systems, your generator controls and what have you. Storage everywhere. Very, very well thought out 76, a very popular boat. I say, really enjoyed building quite a few of these now for different clients. Up top here you'll see the optional opening sunroof, which is handy just to allow a bit of ventilation on those hotter days. And over here on the starboard we've got the crew door to allow you access out onto the starboard side deck. Handy if you're bringing provisions on board or you want to go outside during a docking manoeuvre. Gives you a little bit better visibility down that deck. So let's head downstairs, check out the cabins. Very typical 4-cabin, 4-bathroom layout here. Greeted everywhere here you'll see with the mirrored panels just to give us a sense of space. Lots of LED detailing here around the panels, and a real nice contrast of wood, mirrors and light materials to give a bright and airy feel, I say a modern feel. So 4 cabins made up here with a fixed double on the starboard side, all with their lovely glass windows, opening port lights as well. Good AV throughout the boat here, so we've got TVs to all cabins, we've got onboard 4G router system, Sonos AV, and you can see we've got DVD players and what have you in all the cabins. Again, storage for things like the wardrobes. Nice little vanity station here. Everything's soft close. You see the beautiful graining here in the doors. Factory really pride themselves in the wood cabinetry feel to match everything up. So this doubles up as the day heads come bathroom for the cabin we've just had a look at. So we've got things like electric heated towel rails up on the wall, good sized shower compartment here, again with that lovely veined stone effect. Storage again up here, up top, storage below, electric vacuum flush toilets. So I would call this generally cabin number 3. Over here is cabin number 4, so this is twin single beds with the optional upgrade in the floor here for the sliding tracks. So that allows this bed here on the inboard side to come across outboard. There's just a control panel here, and that then gives you the ability to create a double. You've got adult guests on board or charter guests. You need a little bit more versatility between the different configurations that we can offer. So private ensuite here for this cabin. Again, good sized wardrobe, AV tucked away in the bottom there. Then we come forward, so this is the VIP second, so I would call this cabin number 2 on the boat. So 1.5 metre wide, island centerline double there. Again, lots of feature LED lighting here, and making use of all the space on the boat. So underneath the bed here, up top, tucked under the deck heads, good sized wardrobe, and of course the obligatory AV, and a nice little vanity station here. So coming aft, leave the best cabin till last. So this is the master stateroom. Of course running full beam through the boat, 1.83 metre wide bed, and lots of different layouts in here. This boat spec'd here with the breakfast table and 2 chairs. We've got storage drawers underneath, handy little cupboard here in the corner with the AV system. And that huge 55-inch TV up on the bulkhead. And then across here on the port side we've got the lovely vanity station. With the stool underneath. Again, everything soft close. Full height hanging wardrobe. There's a safe in the corner there. Everything shuts with these nice new magnetic catches. And then running almost full beam here is the master cabin private ensuite. So this has obviously got a his and hers bathroom with the 2 sinks. Plenty of space for storing all your cosmetics and toiletries when you're on board for a few weeks at a time. Lovely big shower stall at the end here with that frosted out window to let a lot of natural light in. Beautifully finished. We just take a look under the floors here so you can see what it's like. So you see everything's illuminated through the bilges here, so you've got handy space for storing things like suitcases and your big pallets of water and all the new provisions that inevitably you'll need when you're on board for weeks on end. The stairs here actually lift up to give you access for electrical systems in the corner. We got space here under the stairs storing additional bedding, laundry and what have you. we'll head up and take a look at the Flybridge. So boat starting price is £3,090,000 and we're about £3.8 million ex-tax as you see her. It's a pretty high spec boat, not a lot really to add other than a tender and safety kit, and I'd say this one's pretty much good to go. We'll just take a look up here. You'll notice there nice big wide ladder type stairs. We've got big handrails either side. Feels very safe to go up forwards or backwards. And you have to excuse the rather foul weather here in Poole. So we just stand back here to take in the space offered on the Flybridge. So fixed seating on the port side here with the big opening table, much as we saw downstairs in the aft cockpit. We can do several different layouts here on the stern. This particular one already has some strengthening in the floor, potentially for the later addition of a crane. We've got different life raft modifications here in the back to allow the additional space needed to put a jet ski up here if you wish. And of course, this full length fiberglass hardtop with the opening centre section. You can see it's finished in this lovely gloss black painted roof. So we've got this full opening centre section here above us. Unfortunately can't demonstrate that today with the weather, but it does handy, I say, quite a good rain protector if nothing else on a day like today. And we have this nice bar set up here starboard side. You imagine coming up straight from the stairs here, easy for crew serving or bringing up your lunch, what have you. And all the typical attributes here with a griddle, top loading cool box here. Then there's a good sized fridge, an ice maker, storage cupboard, and of course a sink. So everything's self-contained up top here, saves you having to constantly go up and down the stairs. And then we come forward here to this sort of observation area next to the helm. Nice place to sit out. You've got sort of 4 of you, 6 of you at a squeeze. You also sit up in front of the helm here. I'm not going to walk up on the foredeck because the guys are just putting the covers on the cushions, but you'll see there you've got a lovely seating area with the Portuguese bow layout. So that's the 2 offset sunbeds forward there with the centre walk-through to give you access to the anchor deck. There's a couple of other 76s on my channel, give you a feel for what that like all set up if you just want to understand how it works. Of course, here is then the starboard side Flybridge helm, and we've got the 2 16-inch displays, and everything is much of a muchness compared to downstairs at the lower helm. So from the helm here you can see down the aft stairs there, you can see over the side, pretty much from the stern all the way up to the bow there. So calling it back into the dock is very straightforward. Of course, with the advent now of remote control systems, gives you another versatile option if you add a mobile phone type yacht controller system. That makes life even easier. Can be done on something like this if you wish. So that's pretty much it. So just a brief look today, really just to understand how this new saloon area works, and I have to say I really like it. It's different to how the standard boat is. I say it won't work for all markets, but for an owner looking to be out in the Med, I think this is something definitely to consider. This is the first boat, I say, in the series to offer this now as an option. She is currently available, and if you'd like to know any more, please get in touch and we can talk you through the various options. Contact details as always, James at sunseekersouthampton.com, or mobile is +44 7747 686 587. Hope you've enjoyed that look round with me today, and we look forward to hearing from you.